Yeah, we got to kind of stay in that depressive zone a little bit, and we have to talk about what happened, and that is somebody you're very familiar with. Former WWE star Tammy Sytch faces 25 years in prison
Oh,
after no contest plea to DUI causing death charge. Were you
wow.
able to follow this story as it was going on? Because it's been going on for so long, but this has been the latest in the craziness that's been this horrible death of the guy that was killed in his car, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was getting text messages, when something breaks, like all the boys text each other and blah blah blah. So yeah, I was informed about this. Now, no contest compared to not guilty or a guilty plea. What is the difference uh, between the two terms? No contest admitting your guilt?
I'm gonna give
Uh,
you the
'Cause
exact.
I didn't really look anything up. I don't know if no contest is like a plea to get less time or
Okay, so pleading no contest means that you will be convicted of the crime. However, you get to avoid a lengthy trial.
oh, so it just skips the trial.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't a plea of guilty just skip the trial as well? Like, what's the difference
Um,
between being guilty and being no contest?
I would have to say might want to contact the law firm of Stephen P. New to
I don't
find out.
understand what that means. But anyway, heartbreaking news. Everybody can shit on Tammy as much as she wants, or as much as they want, rather. Um, I this hurts my heart to see this happening. Like I don't know how many times I have to say this. Like disappointment, sadness. I never wanted to see her like this. You know what I mean? Like Jesus, I was praying that she got herself together after the last one, like we talked, and could start over again when we went to WrestleCade. I mean, she was wonderful. I can't even express how much fun we had that weekend. It was great. And then just everything happened after that. And that it breaks my heart, but you make your own choices. I've said that a million times. Like you have to deal with the consequences. And unfortunately, this is where we're at with her. So very, very sad. I feel. Um, I feel more people are commenting on the way she looks rather than the actual crime. It's sad. It's just sad. It's sad. I mean, I know. It's just sad. And that's all I can say about it, you
And
know?
that is a very superficial thing, for people to comment on the looks,
Oh, that's
because
all
again,
I'm
if we
look it
could
up.
flip the mirror around and show a lot of people that are commenting, I'm sure they wouldn't look any bit better. But you got to realize where the present state is of where she's at, and unfortunately, this is probably beginning to really take a toll.
Right.
In a way that it couldn't, because again, I referenced, when we had her on for the full length interview, which people have asked me to release that full interview, which we didn't because it was only available for the
You
full
might as
length
well.
on Patreon.
Put it up.
I think I might do that for our members first, and if you want to grab it, you might have to grab a membership. I hate to plug the YouTube membership
Oh,
there, but that interview is so telling in a lot of ways, because it seemed like somebody who thought they were bulletproof in a lot of ways.
yeah.
And this image that we see now does not. And that's where it finally seems like it's sinking in that, oh shit, you know, my number's up.
It's like maybe she's just giving up at this point. You know what I mean? I, I can't imagine what's running through her head. Like, because good Lord, to spend even a day in jail is terrifying to me, but to have to maybe spend a quarter of a century, she would get out at 75 years old. Like your whole life is ruined. That's crippling. I couldn't even imagine it. And I know I stress eat. and I can't imagine in jail that you're getting good food. It's probably all carbs. You know what I mean? It's probably just a lot of breads and
Yeah.
like starches, I would imagine. Um, I feel like, the people who are making fun of her weight, it's just, I don't know.
That's low hanging fruit. I mean, it
I just,
really,
and a lot of people are saying, well, she deserves it. She's this type of person. She's that type of person. You can have your own opinions. You think what you want. I know she was my dear friend for years. I'm not pleased this outcome. I don't condone drunk driving. 100%. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I'm not condoning what she did at all. But it hurts me to see that this did happen to her and it got this far. And that's pretty much it. I don't even, I can't even imagine, like, it's sickening how far this has gone over how many years. Like, it's just sad. It's very sad, so curious to see what the judge thinks. Do they take into account, her past record? Does it all add up, or is it just, the recent stuff that happened with the gentleman who passed away? I don't know. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
I think if they went to the trial, the past record would have been really the main focus, because if the maximum sentence is 25 years, I mean, and they started pulling out left and right all these different examples of, what, when, why, and how these things have happened over the years, I think she would have, without a doubt, gotten the maximum. But now that it's no contest, I don't know how that's going to work. But I mean, how do you not think that somebody with that kind of background or the history, that the DUIs and all the substance abuse issues could eventually play into a release and something happening again? Just because you say, hey, you can't drive, your license is revoked, doesn't mean somebody's not going to get in a car and drive again. So that's where I think that the maximum is within field goal range.
I guess time will tell. When is the
I don't
sentencing?
think it says explicitly when the sentencing is, but it just says that. I mean, I would assume it's coming rather
Yeah.
quick, because first thing I had seen about it was early August that it was starting to talk, and then here we were last week where they came at it again. So
I thought I saw November for something, but
was it the one? If it is the one, the article I have up doesn't have that in it.
okay, I could be wrong. But it's just a terrible, terrible outcome. I'm not going to sit here and shit on her. I just very, I'm disgusted that it came this far.
Yeah,
because that's not the Tammy I know. You know what I mean? This is just not her, and it's just this overall. I feel for God, the man who died, terrible. His family, terrible. It's a sickening situation. Just horrible.
well, we'll continue to follow it, and the next updates that come, we'll discuss as they are released. But for the time being, that's the end of this story for the moment.